it's MK and I am back with another Baby Got Scraps sorting video. So here I am going through this bin and I'm so super excited to see what is all in this bin. But I felt obligated to put all my chipboard pieces back in their packaging. It wasn't something I wanted to do, but some of the chipboard pieces just fall right out, and I did not want that struggle while I was sorting through all of my papers. So this isn't going to take very long, especially when I've got it on super speed. I wish I was this fast, you guys, seriously. So I have dug out a bunch of trays and cups and not cups, but bowls and things like that to organize my pieces. And very, very quickly, I have realized that I have more wood pieces than I do anything else. And of course, that should be the way that it goes because that was my starter. That's what I love. I absolutely love my wood pieces. I wish I would just do wood pieces forever. But some people like the acrylic, and I like adding a little bit of color every now and then. But I like the wood pieces because then I can color them to adapt to any layout. I can make them the right green that I need. I can make them the right, blues, greens, and browns seem to be the struggle of any color. So yeah, here's where I just was sticking things in packaging and then I realized I wasn't even paying attention to the name, so I have to fix those real quick. But yeah, when it comes to wood grain, or wood veneer, I prefer wood veneer over all of these acrylic pieces, just because of the color match. It's so hard to get a color match. Well, I have to tell you that when I got to the bottom of my bin, I was highly disappointed because this bin I thought was full of all the embellishments throughout the year of Some Assemblage Required's shop, and it was not. Surprisingly enough, there was a few pieces that hung around from January and February, maybe one from March, maybe two, I think. Nothing from May at all. That was super easy to use stuff. And all of this stuff was super easy to use. I just felt like I fell behind on the challenges and stuff. So I felt like, okay, because I'm doing a challenge, I can't use this and I can't use that and whatnot. And so I just definitely felt like I was behind a little bit. I have a lot of April's items in here. I definitely have a ton of November's and none of December's. I'm shocked about that one, but I definitely tried my hardest during December to use up some of the goodies from the shop. I don't hardly have any from September, which is disappointing because most of my layouts that are left over for 2021 are outdoor layouts. So it's like, oh my gosh, what am I supposed to do when I don't hardly have any? So I definitely have to figure that part out. Excuse me. And then, of course, the stencils I try to work in. It just, by the time I got done sorting out my bin, I wasn't as excited as I was when I first thought that I was going to see all the images. I thought I had no clue what was in this bin, you guys. It's something that I do, or something that I started, which clearly I need to stop because it didn't work. But what I do is I put all the elements from the release inside this bin. And then, I was supposed to remember that, okay, these are all the elements that you need to use on your layouts. Well, normally my layouts are a month ahead in my videos. And so if I were to have released it this month, my videos are already done for that month. And so it just didn't coordinate very well with what I had going on for last year. So this year I'm trying to change it. That's one of my resolutions, which I don't ever set resolutions, you guys, to be honest, because of the fact that it's just, I never, ever, ever stick to resolutions. I just don't. I'm good for a month and then it's like, I can't do that. I'm too busy. And and that's my excuse for everything. In all honesty, I'm too busy, and it's frustrating. So my wood veneer clearly needs to be sorted out even more. There's no way I can dig through all of this and find out what I have and what is, what is what. So basically what I'm doing is I'm separating it out from little elements that are crafty, school related, things like that, all in one bin, outdoor, outside type of stuff in another bin, and then travel, tropical, that sort of stuff in another bin. And then for my Americana, I'm not really sure where I'm going to put that just yet, but I do know I have a couple layouts that I want to do. We went to the Ordnance Museum again in 2021, and I have a lot of photos that need to be scrapped for that. So it's like, oh, this is going to be perfect for a couple of the layouts. And then I did purposely put a couple of those layouts together for those pictures. So once I get to those papers, I'm going to try to match up the pictures to go with those. So it'll be nice to get that. I also have some drone and all boy ones, an all boy title that I want to put on a layout. And I've already got the layout picked out because, again, it's going to be an Ordnance Museum layout. They actually have quite a bit of drones in there, and so I definitely wanted to do another layout about the drones. All right, so I'm just sharing with you guys what layout I was going to put those on, and you probably won't see it except for the fact that this was a lot to go through. So for one, I'm not super excited about it, like at all. I hate to say that in all honesty, but it's true. I was disappointed with what was left in the bin. I was super excited to see what was in the bin, but some of the stuff that I wished was in the bin wasn't. But keep in mind, this is just a starter. It was a, I want to go through this bin, and it was something that needed to be done for sure. So I definitely needed to do that exercise. I needed to clear out that bin. I needed to get these on layouts, right? Not necessarily all of them, but I needed a starting point for each of my layouts. And this was a good exercise. I just didn't get into it until maybe about the fourth or fifth little paper kit that I got to, because I gotta say, like I said, I was just, especially this layout right here, I was very disappointed because I imagined a fishing pole up at the top in the orange section and little fish down at the bottom, and I don't have anything. So what I did was I pulled out the negative little bits and pieces of a saying that Janet created for the shop that says "hooked on you." And I thought, okay, I'm going to put this in here, maybe not necessarily use it, but I'm going to put it in here, and then hopefully I can remember that that was what I had planned by the time I actually get to that layout, right? So I just went through several layouts, forgot the chipboard. I really haven't reached for any of the chipboard. Well, now I'm stuck at a layout that I know I wanted to be a cooking layout, but all I have is the word cook. That's all that I have. And so I'm just like, okay, well, here's an example right here of where I'm going to have to dig into my stash and pull out embellishments because it's cooking specific. I can't just throw on, a saw and some boards on cooking layout. Although, for my boys, that's probably how they would cook. But yeah, it doesn't work that way. Here's another Ordnance Museum layout that I was interested in. This one, I don't know where I'm going with this. To me, it speaks 57. My husband finally got the 57 in the shop, and he's really, really getting going on working on it and stuff. But I don't know if he's taken pictures. Normally he takes pictures as he goes. So I'm not sure, but I'm going to try to pull out the word discover that is in blueprint form, and then all these numbers that came from the January monthly box. And I've got a charm camera that came in November's box, and I'm going to try to make that work some way, one way or the other. It might even be about rain because of the little guy. Who knows? So for this one, I knew it was going to be a travel layout because it's got that ginormous map, but I was thinking about doing some sort of mixed media on the wood grain. I thought that that would have been really cool, but none of the stencils really worked for me. I didn't like the plus sign because my blue paper is actually little X's, so I didn't really want to go through that. A couple layouts now, I've totally forgot about all the tags and all the film strips. There's just so much around me. I've got a little pile for acrylic, a little pile for chipboard, a little pile for my film strips and tickets, a little pile for my charms and flair. I've just got little piles, and it's too hard for my brain to remember to go through all the little piles. Right there was a good example of that Christmas layout. I should have put the poinsettias on top of that, but I didn't because I forgot about them. But this one, I knew I wanted the anglerfish to be on this layout. And then, of course, I have this scuba gear that is an exclusive for the cruise that we're getting ready to go on. I'm teaching a class. Janet and myself are teaching a class on a cruise in February, and I made special pieces for the kit that we curated together, and that was one of them. The snorkeling and the little flippers were one of them. So I'm super excited to get those on a layout. What the layout's going to be about, I have no idea, you guys. In all honesty, no clue. But I think I have some water layouts. Here's another Ordnance Museum layout, and I just really like the idea of having a border of airplanes and stars. So I'm hoping that'll work out. This one here, I had the word genius, and then I found the word crafty, and I was like, oh, my stars, that's perfect. And it's going to be absolutely perfect about my husband building my tables for my new craft room. So I was like, oh, that is going to be great. But that's not a 2021 layout, right? It's a 2023 layout. So it's just whatever it's going to hit me is going to hit me, you guys. Like I said, well, I haven't said it out loud, but most of these embellishments were made from something that I've recently done, but I'm not recently scrapbooking, if that makes any sense. So it's very hard for me to not look at these pieces and remember a recent time or try to make them work for something I did in the past, when really they were made for something I did in, yesterday. This one here, I wanted it to be a fire layout, a fire truck layout, but all I had was bricks. So I'm going to have to dig into my stash for that one. This one I thought was going to be absolutely perfect for us at the retreat that Janet and I did in either October or was it April, Janet? I don't remember. But it just spoke Walnut Grove, especially with Janet and myself. I think that was the April one. But Janet and myself were really doing a lot of mixed media and things like that. So yes, I definitely am going to do a 2-pager on this one. Also keep in mind that I do get to add 1 sheet of 12 by 12. Unless I'm doing a 2-page, then I get to add 2 sheets of 12 by 12. So yes, I definitely do get to have that allowance involved. So this one's going to be very interesting. I still don't know where this layout's going to go. But once I started pulling it all together, I really thought this could be a cool outdoor layout, especially about my little girl. She loves to be outside. She loves to be, especially her friends have horses and stuff. So she absolutely loves all that. So I'm thinking this is going to be a nice soft layout about my little girl being outside. I don't know what pictures yet, but yeah, that's where it's headed. This one, I have no clue. I like the combination. I love the combination, but I don't know. So I'm going to throw in this, I think it's a postcard stencil because it's just looks really cool. I think it's going to look really, really cool on that burlap piece of paper. And then I just started pulling out embellishments. I thought about, okay, I'm going to fussy cut out all these tree rings. I'm going to fussy cut out all these butterflies. I'm going to now create clusters. These little signs for camping are perfect. These little icons are perfect. I think I'm going to make me a bunch of embellishment clusters with this paper. So that's where I went with this particular little set. This one here, have no clue. I think it's definitely a bold move for me because of the fact that I'm taking grunge and putting it with flowers. Pretty, I mean, like bright, holy cow flowers, but I love the combination. I love the look. What do I do with it? Well, then I found the perfect embellishment set. So this was the acrylic piece and the wood piece from the March set, of the March monthly box from last year. And it was just perfect for that layout. So I can't wait to see what photos I don't have for that one. So this one here, as soon as I saw the little adventure word with the biplane on it, I really liked that. But as I'm putting it together, I'm thinking, I don't have any airplane photos. It's been a long time since I've been on an airplane. So I tried to mix it back up with a couple of these water photos to try and turn it into a water layout. But they didn't go as good as all these airplane layouts. Now, I do know that my red paper does have little fishies on it. It's okay. If it's used as a mat, you'll never see them, right? A photo mat. But yeah, I really did like the fact that, I've got all these airplane icons and things. They just go really well with this kit. So I'm going to have to find some photos for that one. Here is another cooking layout. I do have a small layout that I'd like to make for a couple of my Christmas cooking photos that I have. So I already knew where this one was going, but I wasn't exactly sure how I wanted to embellish it yet. So again, you forgot to look at the chipboard pieces. There were perfect chipboard pieces you could have added to that, and I did not. I totally forgot about it, but here I remembered because now I'm stuck. I don't know, you guys. This is going to be another Ordnance Museum layout. I just feel like it speaks military to me for some reason. So it's going to do that. And I'm just looking for something military. I've already used up most of my Americana, except for, of course, the fireworks. Actually, the firework one probably would look good because in the Ordnance Museum is weaponry, like all the weaponry. That's basically what it's a museum of, is the evolution of the weapons throughout the military. And so it's that would have made sense to put fireworks in there. So I might change that up a little bit. All right, this one here, I really, really, really wanted to do the hockey layout. My husband went to a hockey game. He took loads of pictures. He was super excited about it. And I really wanted to do the hockey layout. But then I thought, no, because it's really not the right colors. It wasn't the ideal setup that I wanted. So I changed it into a movie layout instead. This one, of course, my hiking, camping, I don't care. It's a gorgeous layout. I'm super excited about that. But I have to be careful because I've already got the wood tone set into this layout. And now I have to be careful with what wood pieces I bring in, because it's going to be a lot of coloring to get that match of the rest of the wood grain that I've picked out. And the last layout that I have is this one here, which is a menagerie of I have no clue. Just to be honest, that big blue piece is going to end up being a photo mat, so I'm not really worried about it being seen as part of the layout. And I'm just honestly throwing the papers down in a manner to where I get to see them all. This is not going to be the way the layout looks, because how do I know when I don't know what layout or what photos I'm going to be throwing on? But this layout could have been for anything. It could be for the Ordnance Museum. It could be for, travel. It could be for the 57. It's just different. And in all honesty, I don't know where I'm going with this layout, to be honest, until I saw this hike flare. It has the exact same colors all throughout. So I was like, okay, I could throw in the hike on this one. And here's where I remember this tray that got seriously neglected throughout the entire process. So what I'm going to be doing for the last little bit of this recording is go through all of my papers and see if there isn't any of these film strips or tickets that I could add to my papers. And once I started doing this, there I remembered the chipboard for that layout. So silly of me. Once I started doing this, then I got really excited because now I have bits and pieces and things and stuff that, I just felt like the layouts were all missing. But like I said, I had too many bins going on, and too much stuff for me to, basically for me to be looking at. And so I forgot a bunch of stuff. Really, I forgot chipboard where I should have used chipboard. I forgot about all these tags and tickets. I just forgot. So the last layout that I'm going to add a couple tags and tickets to is this retreat layout. And that's going to be pretty much it for me, as far as sorting out all of these. Now, when I bring the layout back in, now that I have a mood and feel for these particular layouts, when I bring them back, I am going to be going through my stash of embellishments, to even give me more to work with. Tiny word stickers, little labels, things like that. Not a whole lot, because I did get quite a bit of embellishments out of these, and those are the embellishments I want to use. But I definitely will be pulling out some more stuff to add to these layouts. But like I said, nothing to where I'm going to get overwhelmed. All right, so that is it for me today. Thank you so much for watching and checking out my prep work for these. Like I said, it was really hard for me to get in the groove, but once I was in that groove, it just went by so super fast, and I had a blast. Thank you for hanging out with me. I really, truly appreciate it. Be sure to check out everyone else that is playing along with Baby Got Scraps, and it's all month long, you guys. Every day, all day. Is different. Not everybody is playing every day, all day, but I do have to say that, the list is long. It's not a playlist. It's links to everybody's channels. And so don't forget to go check them out, even if it's all day, every day. So anyways, thanks you guys. I'll see you guys later. Bye.